All right, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. My name is Crypto Sonar, and today we're going to talk about cryptocurrencies and specifically what is going on in the markets. The chart you see on the bottom is basically going to be Bitcoin, and then if you see the charts that I'm doing up top, you'll see my main screen over here. And a couple things we're going to be talking about today. I was watching and I've been pretty well up on Ethereum, and I mine Ethereum. I've been mining since 2017. I'm putting out close to 1.4 gigahash per second, so 1349 megahash per second. That gets me about this amount per month, okay? And I find about 1,000 shares an hour or so, give or take. I have 7 different miners, and so that's I tend to do that as well. Okay, so what you'll see is, let's go over the markets and take a look at what's going on here. We'll check Bitcoin first, and I think hold on a second here. And I wasn't planning to do this stream today, but I saw something interesting this morning. And what I saw this morning was Red Panda Mining, who is also a GPU Ethereum miner like myself. He's got a huge farm. He's got I think it's 2 people doing it, maybe. No idea where they're located at. But what Ethereum does and what miners do is, let's say you have a fiat transaction. And example here, and let's say that you want to take all this cash, okay? You want to take all this money, all this basically paper, right? That's what this is. This is paper, right? And you want to take that paper and you want to give it to your friend, and you say, hey, you know what? The IRS says, hey, I can give $10,000 a year. And I want to give $10,000 to somebody, and I think that limit's up now, 13,000 or whatever it is. I have no idea. Doesn't matter. But let's say you want to just take $100 and you want to just give it to your buddy. But your buddy lives in a different state. So you say, okay, I'm going to take this $100, I'm going to deposit it into my bank. And then from my bank software program, my phone, my computer, my iPad, whatever, your Android device, your Samsung, whatever you're using, okay, you go on that app and you send that $100 to your friend's bank address. So it goes from your account to the bank to your friend's account. Your friend then takes it out. So I've got to deposit this in, go to the bank, deposit it, because you can't take a picture of it and deposit it. You got to bring it to them, right? The way that Ethereum and Bitcoin work is the following. Let's say I have $100 in my Ethereum wallet, and I want to give that $100 to my friend, John, who has an Ethereum wallet. I simply go into my app, pull up his Ethereum address, and send it. No middleman, that's it, okay? And then there's a fee for that to be included on the blockchain a little bit, okay? So how is that transaction confirmed? Well, you have Ethereum miners that are using graphic GPUs, graphic cards, NVIDIA, AMD, RTX 3090s, Radeon 6900 XTs or 6800 XTs, whatever they're happening to be using, okay? They confirm transactions through algorithms and compute power of GPUs. So if I have 36 graphic cards confirming transactions right now, that's what I have. So my miners confirm the transactions. Ethereum is moving off of that. So if you went to ethereum.org, okay, basically you can explore Ethereum, and it talks to you about picking a wallet, how to get ETH, what you can use it for. You can use it in applications. You can use you can use a dApp. Funny how they got the dog on there, Dogecoin, right? You can use that. You start building it. You can stake it down the road, etc. But it takes a lot of computing power. My electric bill I just got yesterday, and it's $811 for the month. So I've got to pay $811 of electricity, but I'm gaining about $2,800 net after electricity costs per month with the current price of Ethereum. Okay, so what that means is that by confirming transactions, I'm strengthening the network. Okay, but they're coming out with something, and what they're doing is the way that miners are paid is most do it on a pool. So if you went to ethermine.org, and I'll pull that one up for you here. Ethermine.org is a mining pool. So I use a mining software, and the mining software that I use basically connects to a pool. I pay the developer 1%, I pay the mining pool 1%, I get the rest. Okay. One of those pools is Ethermine. And Ethermine, it says here, this is their website. Ethermine is the world's highest performing Ethereum mining pool. Okay. I don't use them. I actually use Nanopool, and I have been with Nanopool for a long time. Let's see here, nanopool.org. So Nanopool, you can mine Zcash, Conflux, Raven, Ergo, Monero, Ethereum Classic, and Ethereum. Okay, so you could simply just go to Overview, and they'll talk to you about the recent blocks that have been found. This network carries about 24,000 gigahash. Okay, so I'm doing about 1.4. Okay, I'm small potatoes. Okay, that's on them. Okay, Ethermine is another mining pool. They do 85,000 gigahash per second, or 85.8 terahash per second. They have 174,000 miners mining Ethereum. Okay, there are 44,000 miners on Nanopool. Okay, so back to Red Panda Mining. So Red Panda Mining came out today, and he did an AMA, an Ask Me Anything YouTube video. And you can click on that. You can go to his channel, Red Panda Mining. I've seen it before. Great group of people. Very, very handy advice that he gives on adding cards, how to mine, all that kind of stuff. I don't do those kinds of videos, so totally recommend his channel for doing that. However, okay, there was a roundtable last week. I think it was last week. Yeah, last week. And it was supposedly a bunch of miners getting together and talking about EIP 1559. So miners, back to how miners get paid. Miners get paid if they find a block and they're solo mining, they get paid 2 ETH. They also get the gas and the uncles shares that basically find the same. They find the same shares at the same time, and they get the gas fees. And those gas fees have been up here. So what EIP is now saying, EIP 1559, is those gas fees are going to be removed. Removed in a way so that those that are sending the transaction still pays the gas fee. So if you're sending ETH, you're going to pay a gas fee. Okay? Supposedly, under EIP 1559, those gas fees are going to be that ETH, the portion that's only the portion of the gas fee, is going to be burned, which means it will no longer exist. Okay? So what Red Panda Mining is suggesting is that Ethermine represents about 22.1%, I think is the numbers that he uses in his video, that Ethermine represents about 22% of all Ethereum miners. Okay? In order to take over Ethereum, you need, or to attack that chain, take control of it, you would have to have 51% of the mining power. What he is suggesting is that everyone go off their pools, Spark Pool, F2 Pool, Nano Pool, Nice Hash, Nice Trash, whatever they're called, don't use them, and move all of your mining over to Ethermine. Okay? And he wants that to happen on April 1st for, I think, 59 hours. Where's his tweet? I have his tweet up here. For educational purposes, let's collectively move our hash. I'm right here. Let's collectively move our hash to ethermine.org April 1st for 51 hours. Okay? So on April 1st, he's saying move all your hash, move all your mining rigs, and point them to Ethermine for 51 hours as a protest to show the developers that it's not that difficult to control a network at 51%. Two issues I have with that. Number one, the date, April 1st. Okay, so you're going to do this on April Fool's Day. I tried posting during his AMA a couple different times, and he wouldn't read my text. So I sent him basically $4.99 to highlight my text, of which he read. And my suggestion to him was to move that date to March 31st instead of April 1st. Now, April 1st is actually on a Thursday. Okay, it's on a Thursday. March 31st is on a Wednesday. By them going out there and coming out with this and saying, hey, let's move all our hash rate on April 1st for 51 hours over to Ethermine as a protest, okay, could potentially give Ethermine 51% control of the network. It would be interesting to see what etherchain.org, which is the Twitter feed for Ethermine, okay, if they move it over to there, what is there going to be their opinion of it? So Ethermine, Nanopool, they both oppose EIP 1559. The largest Ethereum network based out of China supports it. Okay, so what's going to happen is those gas fees will no longer go to the miners. So there's projections being thrown out there. No idea what those projections are going to be. Some people are saying that miner fees will be reduced by 30%. Some are saying 40%. Some are saying 20%. Some are saying, well, the one sending the transactions to be included in a certain block may tip them using something called MEV. Okay, and then will the mining pools then point their miners to collect the MEV, to collect the tips? Will those tips then be distributed back to the miners, thus eliminating the potential for EIP 1559 to lose 30%? Good question, right? So what he's proposing, and I honestly, I don't know. I got into his AMA late, and because I was doing other things, working on some other things on my miners, doing maintenance because it's the weekend, and so I have no idea if he came up with this idea, if someone else came up with this idea. Was this a collective of people coming up with this idea? I have no clue. I don't know exactly at what time in this thread or in this video on here, and you can go to his YouTube site and you can watch the AMA. It's had about 4,600 views. This was about an hour ago. But for educational purposes, let's collectively move our hash to ethermine.org April 1st for 51 hours. If I was a developer, and I am not, if I was a developer, the way this could be perceived in the marketplace is the following. There are basically hostile players that are attempting to take over the Ethereum network on April 1st, and it's being put forth by Red Panda Mining. If I was a developer, that's what I would say. I would get onto CoinDesk and say, let's take a look at this, and I don't know. I don't know that it's a bad idea to make a point. I think the date is wrong. I think that you saying, hey, let's do this on April 1st gives people the opportunity to say it's nothing but a hoax, it's nothing but fake. They're doing it on April 1st. They're not going to do it because they're doing it on April 1st. It's just a big April Fool's joke, and that'll be the perception that'll be pushed out on this. Okay. Now this was released about a couple hours ago, so there's my prediction. Call it what you will, but they will come out and there will be articles saying that this is a hoax, this is fake, they're doing it on April 1st, etc. dude, change the date to March 31st. If you want to collectively make a protest and point all our miners to Ethermine, I'm not necessarily opposed to that. Okay, although I don't want to go in and reconfigure all of my miners. But if it pushes across a point, maybe. You know, those sending and receiving transactions on Ethereum deserve to pay lower fees. Okay, but that's what the market is about. That's what decentralization is about. What these developers are doing with EIP 1559 is they're saying this is not centralized, and Ethereum is not centralized. I don't think it is anymore, because you have developers that have the power to basically allow whatever changes they deem to be in support of the network to run more efficiently and better for the user's good, for their own good. I don't know. You know, let's say the gas fees are going to be burned, and that'll take place until Ethereum 2.0. The gas fees that are going to be burned, what proof do we have that those gas fees are burned versus sent through different Ethereum wallet mixers and end up back in the developer's hands as profit? I don't know. Ethereum has no limit for the number of Ethereum. So, you know, I don't know that this was as well planned out as it could have been. He immediately shot down my March 31st recommendation. I think that April 1st is a terrible, terrible date to do that on, because it gives those defending the support of EIP 1559 all the ammunition to call it a hoax, to call it fake news, to say, oh, they're not going to do it. And, you know, look at the date they picked. They picked April 1st. You know, why'd they pick April 1st? Because it's just a joke, and nobody's going to move their stuff over to Ethermine, when you could have removed that opportunity and just picked March 31st. So if you're a developer and watching this, I guess there's your ammo. Very easy to poke holes into this, because EIP 1559 will take the gas limit and it'll burn the ETH that's in that gas, and the miners only get the stake plus any tips through MEV if they're set up to receive and front run the transactions and collect the MEV. If a pool is not able to do that, then yeah, some of those ETH things are going to go down. What also is going to happen is the difficulty will probably go down, because everybody that's been buying up all the GPUs over the last few months are now going to be noticing that after electricity costs, their miners are no longer profitable. Okay, 1 second. Pardon me, sorry about that. Had to sneeze and didn't want to do it necessarily right on camera, but you heard it. So I don't know if, you know, what those fees or what my mining income is going to go down to. I've been at this since 2017, so it's my graphic cards ROI'd as a profit long time ago. So, you know, I'm looking forward to, you know, staking, and I'll do some videos on staking and staking through a pool, or staking on your own and possibly running a node. I'm looking at possibly running my own node. That's kind of where my mind is leading me. You need very stable internet to do that. For the time you're down, you won't be collecting the interest on it. What staking means is that through sharding, you're going to split up the transactions into small little bits, and they're no longer going to be confirmed by GPUs or ASICs. Okay, they're going to be confirmed on the chain, and then if you stake ETH, you need 32 ETH to stake on your own. Okay, so with that, if you look at Ethereum, which is currently at 1646.59 calculator, you need 32 ETH in order to stake your own. Times 32. So right now, the value on that, there you go. You need $52,723.60 of Ethereum in order to stake. But there's places like Coinbase and there's other exchanges that will allow you to partial stake, which means they're going to take, I think in Coinbase's, I think they're going to take a 25% commission. Unbelievable. They're going to take a 25% commission if you stake your coins through Coinbase and a Coinbase pool instead of on your own. 25%. So 25% of call it on average 8.5%. So 8.5 times 25%, you're going to be giving up about 2%, 2.13% to Coinbase if you stake your coins with them, because you don't have 32 Ethereum to stake on your own and or run your own node. I'm looking to run my own node. That's my goal on this. I'm big about creating income streams. I want to create income streams, and so staking Ethereum is one of the ways that I plan to do it. So Red Panda Mining, while I support you making a protest sign by saying that, hey, let's take Ethermine's 22% and let's get them up to 51% of all the network hash. Unless you get every other pool that opposes this online to do that for the 51 hours and give up their income and give their income over to Ethermine that they would have gotten, you are relying on individual miners to do that instead. And if you honestly believe that you can talk 44,250 miners on Nanopool to come over to Ethermine for 51 hours, you're never going to get to the 51%. I don't think that's going to happen statistically. You would have to have all 44 of these miners even be exposed to the idea, which a lot of people are small miners. They are working 5 days a week, 6 days a week, nights, weekends, supporting their families, and they're not running around the internet watching, hour-long AMAs on doing a protest on to protest the Ethereum network. So I don't believe that it's possible that it's going to happen. Let's collectively move our hash to Ethermine. I think their date is terrible. I think April 1st. I think the 51 hours is good. I think 59 hours would be better because it's the end of the 1559. 59 is a better number than 51 because the 9 turns into 0. So from a marketing standpoint, March 31st for 59 hours. And I think that 59 hours, would basically put you into the weekend. And by putting you into the weekend, you can do videos on the weekend about what happened. You can go over live stats on what the network percentages are and what people are doing. And then you can do a video showing yourself moving all your miners over there and share your address with everybody so they can see how much you're hashing over there. And did you actually move it all? So change the date to March 31st. Honestly, seriously, dude. If you change it to March 31st, you can probably get more people on board rather than doing April 1st and giving the developers and those that support EIP 1559 at least a protest vote. EIP 1559 is going to take place with the London update on the Ethereum blockchain, and that is going to be scheduled sometime in July. I don't know if they picked a particular block at which that's going to happen or not, but it's possible they have, and I haven't read up on it to find out if they have or have not yet. But I know that some of the things, they've been talking about doing this since 2017. Look at this part here. An important aspect of this fee system is that miners only get to keep the inclusion fee. The base fee is always burned and is destroyed by the protocol. This ensures that only ETH can ever be used to pay for transactions on Ethereum, cementing the economic value of ETH within the Ethereum platform and reducing risk associated with miner extractable value. Additionally, this burn counterbalances Ethereum inflation while still giving the block reward and inclusion fees to miners. Finally, ensuring the miner of a block does not receive the base fee is important because it removes the miner incentive to manipulate the fee in order to extract more fees from users. So they're basically, it's a big FU to all the miners that have been with them for a long time, helping to support the chain by confirming all the transactions. Now they're basically saying that anybody that mines is an enemy of ETH, and we're going to lock them out of mining in the future. Full mining go away. They delayed the difficulty bomb but full mining goes away with ETH 2.0. Some people are saying, oh, that'll be here in the fall. It'll be here next. They still got a lot of bugs in that thing. There's a lot of security stuff they still got to work out from what I've read about it, and I believe that that's not going to happen until, my best guess is January or July of 2023. So you'll still be able to mine, but will the fees go down? Will the mining pools be able to profit on the MEV value and be able to redistribute that MEV payout, the tipping, to the miners, back to the miners versus the pools keeping it? Or a pool coming out and saying, yeah, we looked at the MEV, we just can't do it. The pool's too big. We apologize. You're going to get paid your 2.0 ETH. We'll distribute that, but there's nothing we can do. And then on the backside, they're keeping the ETH. Also, what is the proof that the developers aren't actually going to keep the ETH that's burned by the gas fees? Starting in July with 1559. So, whether or not it actually increases the ETH value or not, I love Ethereum. I think that there's opportunities out there to do a lot of good. And one of the things I've been trying to do is buy non-fungible tokens. I've been trying to buy over on NBA Top Shot. Their network's been down since yesterday, their marketplace, and I've been trying to purchase a dunk set from a Chicago Bulls player, Zach LaVine, so that I can participate in the drop on the starter pack. Not the starter pack, but the what's it called? I'll show you. Let's see here. Marketplace is disabled for Rising Stars. So apparently, if you already have not made a purchase, you will not be able to purchase the Rising Stars non-fungible token over on NBA Top Shot. And it looks like the marketplace is disabled, and it's been disabled since yesterday. And good question of whether it's going to come back up in time. There is another 2 hours before that comes into play, and so we'll see if let's see what they're saying here. Not even showing. So I don't know if that's going to be able to be purchased. So let's go to market real quick. We got Bitcoin currently holding above 50,000. That again, that's a main level for them. 50,035.42. Definitely on a nice upswing here. If we go to the daily chart, take a look, well above the 50 and 200-day moving average, well above the volume weighted average price. Again, when you see this green line going, you see it dip down to it, almost dip down to it, go back up. Even though this is ascending, it says right now, even though it's trading at 50,000, the VWAP is at 42,608 ballpark-ish, right? The 50 and 200-day moving average, well, it's been a while since it hit that. You'd have to go all the way back to October before it dipped into that range. We've been on a nice run there. So if you look at the 1 hour chart, however, you'll see that Bitcoin is dips below the 50 and the 200. If you want to say, well, what's a good chart to look to where it's going to dip? If you take a look at the 4 hour chart, maybe, it looks like it is dipping down to the VWAP, and you're converging on both of those. But looking at the 5 minute chart, let's say you want to buy Bitcoin today, it's below the 50-200 period moving average, so the last 50 and the last 200 bars based on 5 minutes apart. It would suggest that, yeah, now is okay to buy, and it'll go up 51,000. So we'll see what happens there. Ethereum, I think there's a tremendous amount of support for Ethereum at the 1450 range, and you can see that right here. Where are we at? There we go. Look at this, all the way back through February. And, it keeps coming down. What's it coming down to? 1450. And we're 200 points above that right now. Dividing 1650 equals minus. So it would need to pull back about 12% to come back down to the 1450. Not sure that it will this time. The latest support looks to, I drew this the other day, is right around the 1535 range. I think 1535, 1540 maybe. So it may pull back to there. This is on a 1 hour chart. Looking at a 5 minute chart, let's say you were looking to purchase Ethereum today. Charts would say, okay, you got the blue line down here in the MACD, which is basically moving average convergence divergence, and the blue line is above. You have buyers coming in. You're on a little bit momentum here. You could wait for another little pullback back to the 1636 range, but again, you're talking about $15 price in the Ethereum in order to do that. You can buy it on Kraken, Bittrex, Coinbase if you're in the U.S., Binance if you're in the U.S. There's some states you can't do Kraken or Binance on, like Washington State. You can't open a Kraken account or a Binance account. And Binance has basically been anti-Ethereum lately, and they've done some things that were somewhat suspect to people, and they were wondering if they were looking at something that they could do there. So look, I don't know what's going to happen with this. Do you want to move your miners if you're mining over to Ethermine? I don't know. I don't know if that's going to be enough of a protest to do that. I haven't decided if I'm going to do that or not. Again, I would like to see their date be March 31st, only because it takes away those that are going to call this a 51% attack on Ethereum, where Red Panda is the one pushing it. If it's a collective of people that are doing it, if we click on his thing, and I'm not going to play it, but I want to see how he describes it. Let's see, show more. He doesn't list anything particular to the cause in his description. Again, it's probably just a standard description on everything that he talks about on his channel. But his tweet basically said it all for educational purposes. So let's collectively move our hash to ethermine.org. April 1st for 51 hours. And then he tagged a whole bunch of people in there. Some people say on it, counter marked, agree. Count me in. You have my 600 mega hash. Let's do it. Let's go. I like it. Already in. We're going to make history on this day. I'm already at. He's had, since he posted this, 166 retweets, 10 quote tweets, 370 likes. And, can't wait. Ain't much, but it's honest work. There's probably some good comments in here. Here's a good one. I get this 100%, but we can't just sit back and take it. Yeah, you kind of have to. Hopefully people will pass the word to their friends to sell their ETH before it happens. Bad idea. You sell your ETH, I'm telling you right now, I'm buying more. So you want to sell and drive the price down, I'll load up on it. When it's over in 51 hours, buy your shares back. We're not trying to hurt anyone, just making a stand. Yeah, we'll see on that. Count in my 2 giga hash. Miners matter too. That's actually pretty good. They dared us. 113 mega hash is not much, but it's something. Diamond hash. If you're not on Ethereum, are you even mining? Yeah, people that mine other coins are mining. Don't discount another project just because it's not Ethereum and it's one you support. The space is big enough for everybody. I'm starting, but my 60 mega hash is for us. Ethermine is going against EIP 1559. What pool is for EIP 1559? It's called F2 pool, which is the largest mining pool in the world, and they're based in China. And you're not getting those miners to move. It's all ASICs. It's a tragedy that the devs just thumb their noses at the people making it so they have a platform to develop on. As a matter of fact, they brought up MEV and blew off BBT. Bits be tripping. This seems like a slap in the face to whoever has stood by them through thick and thin. I don't know that it's necessarily a slap in the face. They did talk about this before. They did say it was coming. They did say that they would do this. They did talk about ETH 2.0 happening. They also talked about kicking ASICs off of ETH, and they never did that, did they? They talked about increasing the DAG to remove ASICs from the blockchain. They never did that either. So the developers, again, are they keeping the gas fees that get burned? Are they going to send them through a couple of Ethereum wallet mixers so that they get it? What proof will there be that the Ethereum is being burned? I don't know. Maybe it's out there. Maybe somebody can post and tell me how they can prove that those gas fees that people are paying to include their transactions on a blockchain. That doesn't change. Let's be clear. You will still pay a transaction fee to exchange your ETH and send it to someone on the network. However, those fees are allegedly going to be burned. What proof will we have that they're being burned? Good question. It's probably out there. I just haven't looked into it, so maybe it is out there. I don't know. Bite the bullet, mine something else. Nah, I'll sell my cards to gamers. And since they're already paid for, they'll get a good deal on them because I'll give it to them at a fair price. This is an attempt to centralize hash with a single pool to show the power of mining. If the pool is over 51%, then there is a risk of attack by that pool or someone rogue within. We are not attacking anything. It doesn't matter that you're not attacking anything. The perception will be that this is a 51% attack on the Ethereum network. That will be the perception. That's how this will be played out. Red Panda Mining is going to be blamed for starting this. The fact that they want to do this on April 1st, wrong date, should have done March 31st. April 1st also gives everyone attacking this proposal by saying you're trying to take over the network, saying, oh, it's on April 1st, don't do it, it's just a scam, it's fake news, it's April Fool's Day, it's all just a big ploy, they're not going to do it, you chose the wrong date, man, sorry, but this is so easy to poke holes into, and you weren't really willing to listen to have the holes poked into you. So again, good idea, execution, marketing, could have done a little bit better. Change the date to March 31st. You can still change it. You can still mark it March 31st. Did you reach out to Ethermine? Perhaps, getting them to say, hey, move your hash over on March 31st for 59 hours. We'll lower the pool fee to 0.5%. That's how you get people involved. You want me to move my pool? You want me to move my miners, my gigahash, 1.4 gigahash over to either pool? Get them to lower their transaction fees to 0.5% for those 59 hours. Then you'll have something. So change to March 31st. Get Ethermine on board to reduce their pool fee down to 0.5% for 59 hours, and let's see what happens. And then it will, as this guy says, a day that will go down in history. Where's it at? I don't know. We'll see. You're giving attackers a plan to set their attack on Ethermine, although I prefer this move over us moving it to Trash Hash. I call them Trash Hash. I'm tired of their marketing scumbag stuff. They came out and say today, and Trash Hash, I call them Trash Hash. Trash Hash says, stop using Phoenix Miner immediately. We have immediately disabled Phoenix Miner. I wonder why. Because you want them to use your miner. This is the same group that had an attack on their network, had a bunch of ETH stolen, and took them years to pay people back what they lost. And I think they're still paying people. I still don't know whether everybody that lost their ETH on their network was ever fully paid back for when they got hacked. If they got hacked once, they can get hacked again, in my opinion. So no plans to ever use them, ever. Son of a Tech, I think what they are doing is making a statement. In my humble opinion, the attack would come from Nice Hash Rental. That's from Son of a Tech, who knows? Let's see here. 1 gigahash ready to fight. Again, I think there's things that you can do that would make this worthwhile. Number one, change the date to March 31st. Don't do it on April 1st. Number two, reach out to Ethermine formally and say, hey, for 59 hours or 51 hours on March 31st at midnight, will you reduce your pool fee down to 0.5% to support this? Okay. And then the defense on this side is A, April Fools, and two, you're bringing Ethermine into being the bad guy for trying to host a 51% attack on the Ethereum blockchain. This has backfire written all over it, and I don't know if I'll participate or not. I think that if Ethermine were on board, or if all the pools were on board and said, hey, we'll reduce our mining pool Our pool fees down to 0.5% from 1%. Maybe that's a possibility. Here's mining pool stats. Somebody, Spark Pool is the biggest. Ethermine, Spark Pool and F2 Pool. You're not going to get 51%. Like I said, Nano Pool has 44,000 miners with 124,000 rigs. Ethermine, 524,000 rigs with 174,000 miners, and they're only 22% of the overall hash rate of Ethereum. I don't think it's the right way to market this. It's going to be perceived as an attempt to make a 51% attack on the network. That's going to be the perception. Second perception, they're going to do it on April 1st. They're going to call it an April Fool's hoax. You walked right into that one, and you're playing right into their hands of trying to mount a 51% attack, not to show that it's, who's to say that you get them up to 51%, and then they do mount an attack from within. Whether it's a rogue worker within Ethermine or the ones that control Ethermine altogether, right? Hey, what you doing? You guys want to see my dog? Come here. What's up? Say hello. Right here. Look, right. Camera. What? That's Liberty. She's a good dog. Are you a good dog? Yes, you are. Okay, done. She hangs out. So, again, Red Panda Mining, thank you for bringing this to the forefront. I know bits be tripping. You guys all, if you're going to make a statement like this, before you come out and say, hey, let's all move our hash over, think it through a little bit. Think through what the ramifications are and allow people to poke holes in it. The fact that you wouldn't read, I know you saw all the posts that I tried to make a point to you on your AMA about changing the date and why, and the only way you would read that is after I gave you $4.99 so that everybody else saw it too. Then you read it and you basically blew it off. Okay, fair enough. You can do that. But that basically says you're the guy in charge of this whole 51% potential attack on the Ethereum network. That's what you're out there saying. And if you think that April 1st is a good date, I disagree. March 31st would be better. If you want to get ethermine.org on and their mining pool on hand or on board, ask them to reduce their mining fees for 51 hours on March 31st or April 1st, whatever day y'all decide. But it looks like you had the date chosen already. And you may think it's humorous that it's on April 1st, and other people may think it's humorous that it's April 1st. But you can bet that the developers won't. And if this gains traction and you get articles, I hope you're ready to defend your position, because there's going to be plenty of ammunition for them to go after the potential harm that could come out of this. I get it. Miner fees are going down. Miner fees are going away. But somebody shouldn't have to pay $65 to send $1,000 of Ethereum on the Ethereum network. That also is ridiculous. So this is one way that they can get to lower the fees, hopefully. And hopefully the mining pools that y'all are part of, I'm part of Nanopool, have been for years. Maybe they'll figure out the MEV and they'll be able to give that to us. But also difficulty, I think, will go down, because as soon as this hits, everybody's going to start selling their miner cards to gamers, and then difficulty will go back down, and we'll be earning a little bit more ETH. Will it be enough to make up for the 30%? It will probably kick out every single miner that's mining with a single rig with 3 or 4 cards, because they won't be profitable after electricity again like they were in 2018. So that's pretty much it. So let's I don't know. I think it's a risk. I think the idea is sound to make a statement, but I think saying, move all your hash to a certain pool so you can show that a 51% attack is possible. We know a 51% attack is already possible. We know that for a fact. But execution, we'll have to see, who's on board on this and if it gains any traction. I don't know. And by the way, if you're mining and you're using Phoenix Miner, don't listen to this trash ass stuff. Phoenix Miner is not exposed. I think somebody mentioned like the D version of their software. If I did GitHub, Phoenix Miner. .5C. Let's see. Here's the main thread. That's a little bit difficult to read, isn't it? Somebody was saying 5.5D is the one that's exposed to possible malware or something. Well, and this is saying 5.5C is the current one. Again, I'm using 542 AMD drivers, and I have different Windows driver NVIDIA drivers on mine. Let's see here. I think it was removed off of Mega. So I'm not even sure where you can get it now. Let's see here. Yeah, so there you go. So again, I don't think it's legitimate. I think that Phoenix or Nice Trash or Hash Trash, whatever you want to call them, is out just trying to get people to use their miner instead of Phoenix. I like Phoenix. I used to use Claymore. Then they stopped the support for that. Been a few months since Phoenix Miner was updated. Supposedly, you don't know who is behind Phoenix Miner, and they're saying that, while your CPU is mining Monero in the background, and check your stats and check your CPU usage. And but I don't know. So anyway, good luck on this. Again, I don't know that it's the best idea ever. I think the way it was executed, I think there would have been a better path or a better way to execute it. I disagree with that. I do agree with making the statement. Will I move my miners over to Ethermine on April 1st? I don't know yet. Let's see what happens down the road. If it gains enough traction, frankly, I don't want to go update all my miners while they're mining and making money. It's fun enough when Windows tosses updates, let alone switching to another miner altogether that still has a dev fee as well. So there you have it. So one last look. Ethereum, again, great asset to own. I love my Ethereum. Bitcoin, again, it just dropped below 50,000. 49,911 really wants to stay above that 50,000. We need sustained days over 50,000 is what we need. Okay. All right. So with that, that's going to be it for today. Again, just an update on mining and Ethereum and EIP and the moving propagated by Red Panda Mining to move all of your hash rates over to Ethermine on April 1st for 51 hours as a protest to the developers to show that a 51% attack could be mounted. Bad day choice, bad marketing execution, but I do support making a statement to the developers, although it's too late. EIP 1559 is going to happen with the London update to Ethereum in July. I don't know, like I said, I don't know if they've announced the block yet that that's going to happen at, but they're saying in July with the London update. And then we'll see if fees go down. We'll see if the pools can collect the MEV and distribute that to the miners, or if we go down 30%. But again, even if we go down initially, everybody that realizes that huge drop that has no idea why, because they're just blind and they're mining for fun, they turn unprofitable. They're going to stop mining. Difficulty is going to go down. Our Ethereum being earned is going to go up. Will it offset? Who's to say? We'll have to find out. Nobody knows for sure what's going to happen. We can all, even myself, guess what's going to happen. So with that, that's it for the update today on crypto. Ethereum again, 1659.41. Okay to buy it in the $1,600 range. It's below the 5,200 moving average, or period moving average. This is on the 5-minute mark. If you look at the daily, it is well above the 5,200 moving average by about $800. So 50% above. All right, that's it. Thanks all for joining, and we will see you next time. Bye now.